What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back with a video on the channel, and today we have some Taco Bell because if you notice, the Mexican pizza has been back for a while, but it's taking me a while to get there. This time they promised that it's not going away this time, so I'm actually excited. I got 2 Mexican pizzas and a couple of things. I want to try a food hack that I saw on TikTok. These hacks be getting me, man. Every time that I see one, I'm just like, okay, I gotta try one. So you already know I get down. That's what we're gonna do. Also, I went and watched an early premiere of the movie Smile today, so I'll have a couple of things to say about that. It comes out this Friday in theaters, but I got to see it early, which is dope. So we have a movie review, so we'll have some Taco Bell, catch up a little bit. You already know the vibes, so go ahead, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe. You know what I'm gonna say, all of that cringy YouTube stuff. I can't say it without rolling my eyes. Hopefully this will be a lot better than the century egg I ate yesterday. That came out a little rough. I didn't say that, did I? Anywho, before I get into my food, I guess we can kind of go through what we got. We got 2 Mexican pizzas. The Mexican pizza you already know and love. If it doesn't come like somebody played kickball with it, you didn't get a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. So I haven't looked inside here yet, but there's no way this thing came intact. Yep, there it is. It's gonna slide in the car. That's just what it's gonna do. Yeah, so that's, you know, look. Not familiar with the Mexican pizza. It's a nice little layer of, just take that out for me right there, thank you. Mess. It's a mess, okay? But it's crunchy and it's delicious, but you know, I wouldn't go away. If you like Taco Bell, you'll like the Mexican pizza. If you don't, you won't. Also got 2 beefy 5-layer burritos. I think that's what these are. I did a couple of things to change it around. Hopefully they didn't mess that up. My second beefy 5-layer burrito. Taco Bell is always like the lottery. Like, you really don't know what you're getting until you actually bite into it, because everything looks pretty much the same. So that's that. I don't really know what it is, but we also did get some of the dollar menu baller items, which is I think this is it. This is the chicken chipotle roller. I don't know. No one knows what's in here. Taco Bell is not. It's not here for the actual, you know, like, you don't go to Taco Bell because you're like, oh yeah, this is just amazing, like, but it is. Does that make sense? Taco Bell makes no sense, I know. And I know I gotta get one of these. I don't know what the hell this is. Like, look, these are 2 different food items. Which one's which? I don't know. We'll find out. I think that one's the chicken chipotle roll-up, and one of them's a cheesy roll-up. We also have, I don't know. I also want to try all the Taco Bell sauces. I live and die by the Diablo sauce, so I do have it right here. But everybody seems to think, there's a few of you that are on my side, but everybody says the fire sauce and the mild sauce are better. And because I now somewhat eat avocados, I'm going to try the avocado ranch for the first time. That should be interesting. And I forgot what this is. I don't know. Taco Bell is all the same. The thing I'm going to do is get into this food hack. Now, apparently what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take this cheesy roll-up thing. They literally pay, oh, man, you pay $1.79 for a tortilla with some cheese in it. And you're supposed to put, how did y'all do this, man? Nah, man, y'all be playing with me. I'm just gonna do it anyway. You're supposed to take the Mexican pizza, you're supposed to break it, and then put it inside somehow. Man, I don't know what that, listen, this is not it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's see. That don't make no sense. It is better. It is better. All I did was put it in a tortilla with some cheese. You mean to tell me I made a burrito out of a... Alright, whatever. It kind of reminds me of like a cheesy gordita crunch. You know, with the hard shell and the soft shell. I think it's that texture difference. And then whatever the hell they put inside of here that no one really knows, but we all love it. That makes it better. So I think it's a dub. But we're gonna try. What did I get? I think it's Chipotle ranch. I have no idea what I ordered. All right, let's try the Chipotle ranch in here too, in the roll up. I will never order Taco Bell again without getting that ranch. Ain't no way. Avocado ranch for the first time in my life. No joke. Never eaten it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna get a big dunk too, because I kind of eat avocados now. If you blindfolded me, I swear to you, I can't taste the difference. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Here. Genuinely, there's not much of a difference. One's green and one's not. They both taste like a spiced ranch. I don't care what nobody says, those taste the same to me. Of course, we got the Baja Blast Zero. Always get the diet. I don't drink my calories, I eat them. And a lot of them, you know, I always talk about diet and stuff, but I gotta say this one more time. It's not just to save calories. It's because I want to eat them. You feel me? This is like free calories. So if I got a large regular soda here, it would have been, let's see, how many ounces is it? 32? You don't want to know. Is it 32? Right? Am I crazy? 36? If that's a 36 ouncer, bro, that's like 450 calories. AKA, I can order another taco. That's the way I look at it. This is like free calories. Anyway, let's try this. I never ordered this either. This is that chicken. What do you call anything here? I want to try these new sauces though. I want to start with the mild. I'm gonna start with the mild. A lot of people live and die by the mild and not even the fire. And I never really gave mild a chance. So I'm gonna squeeze on the mild sauce right here. A lot of people say the mild's the best. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We won't be the judges. Hold on. Let's get for the fire. Now we're going to find out once and for all what's the best. Fire sauce. And my favorite, one more time for you, mine, the Diablo. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about this. Anybody who says that Taco Bell sauces don't use the same base, I don't really understand what you're talking about. None of you have a bad take on this. We all in this together. If you use any Taco Bell sauce, you already have a W in my mind. I'm not joking. It's my honest take on this. They're just three of the same sauces with a little bit of a twist, just like their ranch. That's kind of how Taco Bell moves. They make the same three things and they just remix them. We all know that. The same four ingredients in everything they make. So people argue about what's the best at Taco Bell. I think it's more about just your little taste and tweak. We're all in this together because some people just have blasphemy thoughts about Taco Bell in the first place. And I don't really respect that take. Okay? I'm not here for Taco Bell because it's like some kind of authentic Mexican food. I'm here because it's like kind of mid-food, but you still hit stiffy. That's what it is. So, with that being said, if you are a person who has no spice tolerance, you go with the mild. I don't blame you. It does have a little more of a flavor to it because it's not being masked by the spices. The fire sauce is just a slightly hotter mild sauce. They just added a little more heat to it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You want your stuff a little more spicier. It still has the same relative taste. The mild just, you know, I get it. I see why y'all like it. I'm not mad at that. And then you got, you know, the degenerates like myself that rock with the Diablo. Because you like that little hint that they have in there of that citrus. You know what I'm saying? The little twang that it has. It's like, I enjoy the lime taste on the Diablo sauce, which to me is like having fire sauce and then just getting a little bit of acid with it. None of y'all are wrong. I would not be mad if you said that each of these were the best. I can understand why people don't like Diablo. I can get why people don't like mild. You fire sauce people are a little strange because y'all right in the middle. Y'all, you know, Switzerland or something. But my take, still, till this day, believe it or not, Diablo is still a GOAT for me. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't care what y'all say. Mild is actually better than the fire. Because the fire is closer to the Diablo. If I wanted to change up, I would go with the mild. with the mild. Because I feel like the mild allows some of that flavor of this, you know, mystery sauce to shine a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with none of them. That's just my take. But Diablo, mild, fire. In that order. As we were. Went to the early premiere of the movie Smile. I'm not going to give away any spoilers or any points. I'm just kind of going to give you a quick... Why is that so good? A little run through. First things first, did I think the movie was good overall? Yes. I don't really think you have to be a fan of horror to enjoy it, because it's not like... I was saying this after the movie, which I just finished watching not that long ago. What it reminds me of more than anything is like a Final Destination type of movie. People are dying. There's no other way to put that. But it's not a singular stalker, slasher, villain. It's more of an entity. These are things that are in the preview. I'm not giving that away. And pretty much the movie is, how do you beat that? How do you beat something that doesn't exist? You know? It's like an updated version of Final Destination to me. I still prefer Final Destination because in its time it was a brilliant type of movie. Because of that reason. Also, it was innovative in the way that it, like, picked people off. But overall, it's nothing too special that I would say you have to get up out your seat and go watch it. If you're a fan of movies like that, I would just wait until it's on Netflix. You know, there's nothing about it that is, like, insanely crazy. There's a few twists. I think the ending was a little surprising. But if you've seen Final Destination or something like that, it's not going to wow you. But it's an entertaining movie for sure. There's nothing too crazy about the acting. There's nothing that's going to stir any kind of emotion out of you. It's just entertaining to watch. I don't really know about a number rating, but I think it's much better for me to say, you need to go see this right now. Definitely go watch it in the theaters. I'm not going to say either of those things. And I'll put it in this category of wait until it's on Netflix. Definitely watch it if you're into that kind of movie, though. But there's really not much else to say about this movie. A couple of gripes about it on the other end. The movie's 2 hours long. It's an hour and 55 minutes. Didn't have to be. The runtime was a bit much. Other than that, it's just, it is what it is. There's nothing that sticks out as too bad. It just didn't do anything to change a formula that's been done in movies 55 billion times, in my opinion. You know. If it was straight to Hulu, I wouldn't have been mad. I got to watch it it's Tuesday. And it was in a smaller theater. There was probably only 20 people in the theater, which made it really hard for me to eat. I had some gummy bears, right, that I forgot in my pocket before I got there. You know? I just happened to have them in my pocket. I forgot. Once I got to the theater, I sat down and they were in my pocket still. So I said I might as well eat them in the theater. But that's not the story. The story is, it came in the same kind of little baggie that most movie snacks come in. Coincidentally. Just in case. I paid about I think I paid $1 for it. I got it from Dollar General. I'm basically just eating paste with my hands at this point. I only have about 2 minutes before this Taco Bell goes bad. You only have 2 minutes to eat Taco Bell. And yes, I got 2. Oh, this one's a little better. But anyway. Movie theaters need to rethink the packaging. I think everything should probably come in the cardboard more than anything, because I felt so bad reaching into this package of gummy bears because it was like super quiet and all I heard was and I'm going, hey, You know, I'm trying. I was like at one point Mission Impossible trying to get my hand in the bag without making noise. Because I don't like to be rude in theaters. I don't want to ruin the experience for anybody. This is a beefy 5-layer burrito, I think. I also did make a couple changes to it. Let's see if they actually did it. They did. But what I did, because I'm always trying to find different kind of like baller on a budget moves, I got the cheesy bean and rice burrito. Now, you can see in there, there's no beans, and there's beef, like ground beef. So, the cheesy bean and rice burrito usually comes with regular cheese, rice, and like the refried beans, but there's no meat in it. I don't want a meatless burrito, not from Taco Bell. Like, I'll eat a bean burrito, but not from Taco Bell. Anyway, what I did, if you go on the app, you can always hit the customize button. And you can change it because a 5-layer burrito is like $4. This costs $2. I'm gonna tell you what I did. If you go to the customized version of the bean and rice burrito, you can click on the part that says beans and substitute it for black beans. So that is what I did. First things first, get the black beans in the burrito. So we got black beans, rice, and cheese. Stay with me. For 60 cents extra, which will bring me up to like $2.10, you can get seasoned ground beef in here, which is what I did. Then, I ordered 2 sauces, and it still came out to $2 and change. It came out to $2. I'll put it this way. You can see it on the bottom. I'm trying to show you my whole phone because I don't need y'all looking at all that. So you can see it right there. How much does that cost? It costs $4.98. 96 cents. And I got 2 of them. I've been trying to save money for God. I guess it never leaves me because it would have cost me $8. There's not that much of a difference. Right? It's been 4 and change, like 8 and change. But I feel like I got myself like I got over on. Always use the apps in fast food restaurants. A lot of things you can add and subtract from all places. McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Popeyes. Not Popeyes. Popeyes don't let you do. You're not even going to order at Popeyes. I'm tripping. But a lot of things you can add on to burritos and tacos at Taco Bell or at Burger King for free or for like, 50 cents. You can do it at Chick-fil-A as well. Popeyes is probably the only place that doesn't. But you don't know what your options are until you look. I could have switched the rice for potatoes if I wanted to as well. But just giving y'all a little heads up. Those are my hacks for the day. Excuse me. There we go. It's a W if you ask me. Also, I talked about this yesterday. I've been thinking about doing like maybe 1 or 2 times a week, like a watch along. And a lot of you said you were interested, where I would be able to stream myself and a movie, and you'd be able to watch it with me. Now that you are, I know there's enough people that are interested because you did write it. And I'm finna watch movies anyway. So it's not like I'm, doing anything crazy. It would just be cool to kind of have conversations live with you guys. I said this before, I really don't like YouTube's live streaming platform right now. It's just not smooth. Twitch's is much better. But that would involve moving platforms. So I'm going to find the best one that is convenient for me and hopefully for you guys. If it is on Twitch, you'd have to have Amazon Prime. That's also an issue. On YouTube, there'd probably be copyright issues. Amazon owns Twitch. So anything that's on Amazon Prime, you can watch on Twitch. That's why I feel like it'd be a better alternative. But then I'd have to go through all setting up everything to be on another platform again, which I do have a Twitch, but I haven't used it in 2 years. So I will keep you guys posted when I figure that out. I want to make sure I do it before spooky season officially kicks off, which is October. Some of you don't watch horror movies. That sucks. No, there'd be other stuff involved too. Do watch other stuff. I'm not sitting here saying I only watch like chainsaws and axes and stuff. I'm not that crazy. But horror is, I don't know why I like it so much. I know people think that you gotta have a couple of screws loose to watch horror movies, but that's not why I like it. I feel like the practical effects in horror movies are better than any other genre. What I mean by practical effects, it's not CGI. It's things that set creators build by hand. I like the art form of that. I do like a lot of like the cinematography and things of that nature. The acting in horror movies is never like elite. Let's be honest about that. But if I want to watch it as something where I'm looking more for like a serious thing, obviously it's not going to be a horror movie. But I do like a lot of the stories, not just with straight slasher films, but the ones that are more like psychological horror movies, which is why I rank Saw, when I did horror franchises, so high. The original Saw to me was brilliant. And a lot of these horror movies, because they're low budget, they don't have a lot of material to work with, so they have to get like creative, and I really enjoy that. People forget that when slasher films first became a thing, most of them were very low budget. When you talk about kind of that dawn of like that era of slasher films in the 80s, and you talk about Halloween, and you talk about, you know, Jason or Friday the 13th, you know, and there's a lot of other ones like Sleepaway Camp and you know, things like that, but I'm talking about like even the big dogs. They're very low budget indie type of films that got more of a cult following later on. It wasn't until the second dawn of horror films, when I grew up on them, which was, like, I'm talking as a kid, you know, when Scream came out, and it generated interest again in horror movies, and it went forward, that they started doing more of this, like, CGI, 3D, and all that other stuff. Now, being completely honest, my era of horror films, like that early 2000s horror films, they're like more of like a homer pick for me. They're not better than the ones from the 80s. Like, this is going to stir a lot of people who watch horror movies the wrong way, but I'm going to say it. Freddy vs. Jason was mid as... and I love it. Make it make sense. It's mid. The acting's mid. The story's mid. Watch the movie again, and watch how every time Jason has a kill in that movie, the person flies 40 feet across the thing. That never happened in any other Friday the 13th. I don't know why they added it. These slow motion weird kills in the movie where they have like this sort of like trippy, I don't know what they were doing. Like, they're kind of mid. Like, let's be honest. But it was awesome. And that era kind of made like the big budget ones that you see now. And now it's going back to its roots and kind of doing like, you know, X and Pearl and things like that, when you didn't have to have money to make things. And because of that, movies like Halloween, they're usually performed on like 1 or 2 locations, 1 or 2 sets, 10 actors, 5 actors, and go. You know, we only got $1,000, so like, we gonna do what we gotta do. And that's why I like it. I feel like the creativity when it comes to stuff like that is usually pretty good. And I like B horror movies even more now. Like, go on like some of these apps like Tubi and some of these, and there's some really bad horror movies on there, and they're awesome. By the time you watch it, it's gonna have an ending that makes no sense. The acting's gonna be absolutely horrible. Some of the makeup and practical effects is terrible. But to me, that just seems like a college kid making a film with a bunch of people, and I love that aspect of it. And I know there's a lot of fans out there of horror films who share that sentiment. It's not about, you know, oh wow, like they cut this guy's head off with a chainsaw. How did they make it look so real? That's what I like. And the ones in the 80s were extremely low budget. My childhood, they got a little bit more money. It was different. Even though some of them were good. A lot of people don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Remake. I do. But again, I think it's because I was like a kid and it was like, you know, like my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, what a terrible thing to say. Like my childhood into teenage years. You know what I mean? So, you're always going to do that. Ask any adult human being. They will tell you the best era was the era they grew up in. If you're a child from the 70s, you're going to say the 70s was the best. From the 80s, from the 90s, you can ask me today, best era, 90s. I was a kid. I loved it. And some of you younger people, as you start to get up in your 20s, 30s, etc., you're going to say the same thing. Nah, man, the 2020s, I'm telling you, it's going to sound weird. You're going to say, nah, man, you remember what it's like in the 2010s? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, trust me. So, you're going to like the movies from that era. You're going to like the fashion, you know, because there's like an innocence from it. When I was a kid, I didn't even really know what was going on in the world. I just was playing Street Fighter and going to Pizza Hut, you know, and watching Nicktoons and stuff. So, that's why it was W time to me. Michael Jordan was playing in the league. You know what I'm saying? I won, but like, I mean, I was barely in school at that point, right? When Jordan started, like, you know, doing his thing. So, for me, it's just a W era. And you're going to feel the same way. But I think you'll have more respect for those, like, times like that. If you're a kid in the 2000s, when you get older, you're going to start looking at 90s stuff like it was cool. Because now that I'm getting older, I look at 80s stuff like it's cool. I don't know nothing about the 80s. Like, nothing. But now, I've been watching 80s movies. You know. And, like, 80s music. It's dope to me now. You know what I'm saying? I liked LL Cool J as a kid, but he was wearing FUBU with one pant leg up. It was different. So now I'm going back watching and listening to stuff where he got, you know, the Kango hat with the dookie rope. This is a dub to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, just be prepared for that. But anyway, I will keep y'all posted about what I want to do as far as watch along. I definitely want to do it. As time goes on now, and we're getting into more of like, this is becoming a job. Whether you like it or not, you're going to see a lot more of me. And I already put out a video every day. But I intend to do more. Whether that be gaming content, because I'm still a gamer, movie content, because I'm still a movie person. And I've said this before, I'm big on history. I love history. I read history. I have a lot of different movies, even like TV shows that I watch. I read a lot. I could have a whole conversation with you guys about history right now, you know? So, the more things that I'm passionate about, which it's not just food, believe it or not, the more things that I would love to find or share with people that are passionate about it as well. That's what I always wanted to do as a content creator. The food thing just kind of came naturally, but I hope and I think most of you guys can tell that, like, I actually love food. Like, it's not like I'm doing this because it's a job, but there are other things that I really like too. You know what I'm saying? So, spooky season's upon us, so you know already my wheels are turning. Like I said before, I am a gamer. I game a lot. So, we'll figure out what we're going to do. If you guys have suggestions about that kind of stuff, drop them below. I'm always, as always, and always will be the type of person who listens to you guys, the audience, because you are the reason I'm here. And why I'm going to continue to make content as long as y'all have me. But anyway, I'm going to wash off this Taco Bell off my freaking hands. And we'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all to hand signs. They made it to YouTube.